Hello friend, my name is Victor. I conquered my stutter in 2 years and this is part 2 of the Fluent and Fit method, which teaches you exactly how you can do the same thing. If you're just joining us, don't worry, there's a link in the description where you can check out the whole playlist. Nevertheless, today we're going to destroy some negative beliefs that you might have about your own stutter. And more specifically, you might think that curing it is impossible, or progress has been slow, so there must be something that you're missing, or perhaps that people treat you differently because of your stutter, or finally and more generally, that stuttering is an embarrassing thing. So join me and let's unravel those negative thoughts together. To start off and answer the big question, can your stammer be cured? I believe there's really only one line of thinking that benefits you here, only one correct answer. If you think about it, every stutterer should believe that their stammer can be, if not cured, at least dramatically improved, right? It's only logical. Because any other thinking puts you in the disadvantage, it sabotages you. Because no person on the planet can tell you what your natural fluency limit is. So not a speech therapist, not a doctor, not a guy on the internet. Nobody can know for certain what level you can reach. It is your job to find that out, right? And what everybody can tell you though is that if you don't do anything, if you give into that depressive cycle, like if you continue to live in your FTE, like we established in the previous video, you won't improve. When a man is left without hope, he has nothing. This is why I started to dislike some self-help groups about stuttering. I joined a few, I talked to many members, I loved the meetings that I am doing every weekend on these kinds of servers. But one day, I caught some heat from a moderator. Like he gave me even a warning before a permanent ban. My crime? Giving advice to members about their specific problems that was, I think, reading feared words, like anticipating feared consonants or vowels. I'm sure that you know what I mean, and I'm actually going to tackle these kinds of problems in a later part of this series. But imagine that after this incident, I started thinking, okay, maybe these groups are just places where only empty and non-specific advice is allowed to be shared. Do you know what they said? What their reasoning was? Giving false hope is a bad thing. Like, you can't let anybody put these barriers on you and your life, especially with a problem serious as stuttering. Because imagine that if you could be that social guy, if you could conquer your stutter, if you could live worry-free after some work, after some time. But you didn't do that because somebody else said that it was impossible because they couldn't manage it themselves. In reality, everybody can improve their stutter, if not conquer it like I did, with enough time and effort. That's it. I want to say that again. Time and effort are the only things keeping you from that dream result that we talked about. And when I also have these kinds of doubts, I like to repeat this one quote. Do so much volume of work that it becomes unreasonable for you not to succeed. No fast solution exists yet to conquer stuttering. I mean, you're welcome to waste your time waiting for a pill or a cure or a drug to be invented. But if you're currently living in your FTE like we established in the previous video, well then you won't want to continue living this cycle of negativity, right? So what do you have to lose, really? As long as you're doing the habits of the 2 pillars of improvement, that are the speech exercises and the psychological improvements, that is the fitness training in this case, you're doing everything that you can. But if you want even faster progress and you want me to keep you accountable and help you and guide you every step of this process, you can click the link right now for my personal one-to-one coaching. The belief that somehow everybody else treated me differently because of my stutter also haunted me for the biggest part of my life. Every day at school when I had to read or present, my speech was filled with these long and torturous blocks. I still remember the stone cold expressions of my classmates or the teacher looking back at me. Like, you don't imagine how much that made me feel embarrassed. And my mind kept generating these stories of how miserable I am, of all the opinions that other people might have of me. All negative, of course. But did I have a single shred of evidence to support that opinion, that stance? No. Not a single story, not a single smirk aimed at my direction. So one day, I gathered up the courage to ask my close friend what he thought about it. And the conversation went something like this. So, what do you think about my stutter? Oh, your stutter? Well, I don't really notice it anymore. Oh, really? Well, other people must have been talking about it with you, right? I mean, yeah, a long time ago, George asked if you had speaking anxiety. Oh, I was very surprised to say the least. This belief got destroyed just one conversation, one 10-minute conversation. And I kid you not, the next day when I had to read or present, I did it miles better than before because now I knew I had somebody in my corner who understood me, who knew my troubles. And there's a more recent example, like a few months ago when I went public with this channel with what I was doing, I began talking about it in school. A teacher of 5 years came up to me, who I knew for a long time. She said, "Oh, I did not know that you stuttered." That is the exact moment I knew I had to make a video on this exact topic. It needed to be said. Because in reality, you are your worst judge. You spend as much time thinking about others' mistakes as they do thinking about yours. So how much have you really spent thinking about the mishap of a classmate or the embarrassing situation of a classmate? Really, not that much time, right? And so they spend the same time or even less thinking about you. Everybody is busy. Like, I even made a video on this exact topic, the spotlight effect. So, if you really want to gain benefit and destroy this belief, do the exact same thing that I did. Pause the video right now, call or text your friend. What does my stutter mean to you? What do you think about my stutter? One of those two prompts. Send them or ask him and see how much your life will change. Really, believe me, because positive thinking here won't work. Moreover, this shame that you feel isn't really your fault. I believe it is a link that was established during school, because in the early grades, you're expected to learn how to read the alphabet, read some texts, present, and all that. So in that stage, you fit in. So every kid doesn't really know how to do it yet. They stumble their words, you stumble your words. But after a while, you are expected to know how to express your ideas fluently, present, read in class fluently. But you aren't capable of doing that, right? Because of your stutter, you haven't put in that effort and time required yet. And so you fall behind. You feel embarrassed because of it. And this is where that link between stuttering and shame and speaking gets established. And it is very hard to break. It may remain with you for the majority of your life. And so logically speaking, you avoid speaking and you become that shy and lonely kid that I think every one of us has been at some point in our lives. And of course, the bullying from middle schoolers who don't know any better doesn't help in the slightest. Now that we know what is the source of our problems, of this shame, what do we do about it? Well, we do the opposite of what we have been doing before. We try to destroy that shy kid that we had in ourselves for a long time. We be 10 times more social. We go out of our way to meet new people, to introduce ourselves first. This is the only way that you are going to beat this social anxiety that you're feeling right now. Like, we organize the events for once in our lives. Because, stuttering feeds on secrecy. It is well known. No stutterer has beaten their problem by just staying at home and expecting to go to speech therapy and results to be delivered to them. No. Going outside, speaking to as many people as we can is the way. Socializing defeats the shame. Believe me, after you have been exposing yourself for a long time, you start to joke about it. You start to think it is not such a heavy topic anymore. You feel very free, very, very happy. And you will be mostly fluent. It is such a great time, such a great experience. Believe me, put in that hard work and you will see what I mean. Thus reached the end of part 2 of the Fluent and Fit method. Thank you for sticking around with me this far. Today you understood that your stutter can be conquered no matter the severity. It just takes a lot more time than you expect, but less than you fear. You are your worst enemy in regards to your own mistakes, and socializing and being more open defeats the shame around stuttering. Come join me in this video where I will take a look at the end goal of the Fluent and Fit method. See you there.